That's a good fish right there. There we go, girl. Woo, man.
Let's Take It Outside is brought to you by FishBrain, the world's #1 fishing app. Download it free now and start hooking up.
I'm so excited. We are kicking off the morning with a kayak through the Brevard Zoo. This is the only zoo in America where you can kayak through the zoo and have up-close animal experiences. Can't wait. That was so fun kayaking through the Brevard Zoo. What a great way to see all the animals. We got up close and personal with zebras, pretty close to giraffes, turtles, all types of really incredible birds. Now we're heading over to feed some giraffes. We're doing something really unique that you can do here at the Brevard Zoo. This is Greg. I believe he is one of your largest giraffes here at the zoo.
He's getting bigger every day. He used to be smaller than his mom. I think right now he's probably a good 16 feet.
Now, what's the best way to feed them? Do I just hold it out?
Yeah, so hold out no smaller than a half a leaf.
Okay.
And hold it out strong. They'll stick out their tongue and wrap their tongue around the lettuce
He'll
leaf.
do all the work for me.
And he'll do all the work, yeah. He only has teeth on the bottom, so he cannot bite you. And his tongue is a good 18 to 20 inches long. And if you notice the coloration on their tongue, that's a natural adaptation to protect their tongue against sunburn.
Something really unique about today is it is World Giraffe Day, not only here at the zoo, but all around the world. I'm here at the Brevard Zoo with Lauren, and I think aside from my job, Lauren probably has one of the funnest jobs in the world. This zoo is so unique. You can see it in so many different ways.
Sure.
Tell everybody about the different ways you can experience the zoo here.
Oh, I love to. So you can, of course, walk through our zoo. We have 5 loops. Our Expedition Africa loop, Africa animals, Land of Change, which is Australian, Asian animals, Wild Florida with our native Florida animals, and then Rainforest Reveal, which is more South American animals, and then of course our Paws On area, which is catered to our kiddos. We have a splash pad, we have a barn, all kinds of fun things.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's so interactive, you know, for our next generation. It's so important to create that love for nature and conservation and things. So this zoo is incredible. And you mentioned walking through the zoo, but there's a few other ways you can have an experience here.
Definitely. So if you want something a little more adventurous, you can hop on one of our kayaks. You can kayak through some of our Expedition Africa habitats. You can see giraffe, camel, zebra, our ostrich, kinds of different really neat animals, and that's a really special adventure.
It's really, really fun. I highly recommend it. It's a very easy paddle as well, so really anyone from ages 6 and up, you can handle it no problem, and it's a good way to kind of stretch your arms out and experience the zoo in a different way. But you also have one other way that people can do this as well.
If you want a little extra adventure,
which we do, of course.
Of course. You can hop on our treetop trek adventure courses. So you can zip line over certain habitats, specifically our crocodiles and our alligator habitats. You can do kind of like a walking canopy tour of our rainforest areas. And then we have some even more elevated, we'll say, adventures for folks who just want to do something, are here for some thrills.
So whether you want to get some exercise by walking around, do a little bit of kayaking or fly high over the zoo. There's so many cool ways that you can have an experience, and I suggest trying all of them. It's so much fun having the unique experience of being able to kayak through a zoo. You know, walking through a traditional zoo is fun in itself, but being able to hop in a kayak and get on the cool waters, it's very shaded and all the animals were coming close down on the bank. The zebras got pretty close. The camels were in the background. It was a lot of fun. And just seeing the giraffes in their natural habitat. So it's just really, really cool and a unique experience. And of course, you get a little bit of exercise while you're visiting the animals here at the Brevard Zoo. We got to walk around the zoo today with the #1 volunteer, Mark, here at the Brevard Zoo. And he knows every animal habitat, every animal by name, when they arrived at the zoo, how long they've been here. And one thing that really resonated with me is that, yes, they want the guests to have a great experience here at the zoo, but they put the animal experience first for the animals. And you can tell by the different habitats. And the monkeys have just different places to go and tunnels to go through. And the panthers can go from one habitat to another area safely through their own tunnels and things like that. And the open air aviary is really cool. Plus, one thing that was one of my favorites, even though they were being lazy today, was you can actually walk right in the habitat with the kangaroos. And today they were just laying in the shade because they pretty much are only active early in the morning, and then in the evening, the rest of the day, it's kind of siesta all day because it's hot and they just want to, chill out. But it was so cool because I have never been to a zoo like the Brevard Zoo where you really get those unique experiences that you can't get anywhere else.
Your mission, explore Florida's Space Coast, kayaking into the wild. It's lit.
One of the things that I love about the Space Coast is the diversity in landscape. In the morning, you can be shore fishing in Melbourne, and then out here on the St. Johns River for a super fast airboat ride. Let's face it, it's hot here in Florida, and there's no better way to turn up the AC than hopping on an airboat and going for a ride. It's also another cool way to see a lot of the critters that live here in Florida that a lot of people think about. So obviously you think about Florida, you're thinking about alligators. And we actually saw a ton of them, even given the time of day that we went. It was really hot. I mean, honestly, it was reaching an index of the high 90s, and we were still able to kind of cruise by, and we probably saw about 10 different alligators. And as you're going to see in the footage, there was one that we cruised by. We're not harming any of the environment because we're just skimming over the water. There's no prop. You can get really skinny in these airboats. I'm talking like an inch of water. So there were some fish around, and we were like cruising over, fairly quickly, had the AC on full blast, and did a little turn, and it stirred up some fish. And this about 7-foot alligator took that opportunity to try and get a meal. And I saw the fish fly up, and the gator turned his mouth sideways, and that's how they eat. He missed the fish, I think, but it was pretty close. It was really, really cool. Just being in that environment and being that up close and personal to nature in a safe way. Obviously I don't recommend tromping around the swamp, looking for gators on your own because that's a bad idea. But it was really, really cool just, you know, being about 10 feet away, safely sitting on that airboat with the alligator, you know, trying to catch those fish, and really honestly just cooling off in the water because even it's hot for alligators right now down here. So it doesn't always have to be like high-speed adventure, because we kind of took a slow drift off the river in this cool creek that our guide was calling like the Cypress Creek. And it was just so beautiful to see the natural habitat of Florida and what you really think of that it's all about. And you got to keep in mind, I mean, the beach is 30 minutes away, and now we're on the St. Johns River floating down this beautiful creek with these beautiful cypress trees and these stumps coming out, and the birding and all kinds of blue herons and cranes and different things was just really peaceful and serene. And of course, you know, we had some brief moments of serenity coupled with high-speed chase of chasing down and looking for alligators. It's really cool. And like I said, I mean, the Space Coast just has it all. I mean, you could be in the beach, in the woods in a matter of 30 minutes, and the whole landscape of the area just changes. Highly recommend doing both. There's no better way to cool off from a really fast airboat ride than coming over here to Playa Linda Brewery in Titusville. And I have the honor of sitting here with the owner / brewmaster, which means you do everything.
A janitor as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean, exactly. From top to bottom, he does it all. This is Ron Rake. And tell us a little bit about how you started the brewery here in Titusville.
We started back in 2015, and since then we've actually opened up a production brewery down the road. But this one in the heart of downtown Titusville is
the original.
This is the original location.
Yeah.
It's a foothold for the community, and it's just a great place downtown. It's in a historic 100-year-old building here in downtown. And it's just got the look and the feel. It was one of the original hardware stores for the city of Titusville back in the day.
Okay, because I was wondering why you called it the hardware location.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
And the nooks and crannies in the back are where they used to store the stuff for the hardware store, and we tried to keep that antique feel for us. So
I love it, and I love the flooring, the vibe in here, and of course, another thing that I love is the beer. You gotta cheers me on that.
Beer's always good. Cheers
now,
to
which
you.
one are you drinking?
I'm drinking one of our one-off seasonal beers that we mix it up with, and it's called Happy Thoughts. This is just a nice drinking pale ale, a little bit lighter, just an easy drinking beer. I think you're having Robonaut Red, which is one of our flagship beers that you can get in cans around town and across the state of Florida.
That's great. Now, you know, I live over on the West Coast in Clearwater, so I'm hoping one of these days you guys might think of putting a Playa Linda over there.
Oh, I'd love to, but there's a lot of great breweries and a lot of great beer available over in Tampa. We're focused on Titusville right now. This is our backyard.
Yeah, and there's a lot going on here, and Titusville is, you know, we've had so much fun. We went over to the Refuge. We did our sunset and our bioluminescent kayaking over there. Saw some wildlife. I mean, it's just really great to be over here. Do you draw some of your inspiration for maybe some of your flavors for the different brews from the area?
Yeah, we use some local ingredients. I'm a big fan of honey. There's a local honey producer here in town that we use a lot of his product in some of the beers and in the kitchen as well.
That's nice. And it's true, you know, beer does give you happy thoughts, and beer also makes you happy.
Cheers. Thanks for coming by.
The outdoor adventures never end here in Brevard County. We just got to the Merritt Island Wildlife Refuge and we are going on a sunset bioluminescent kayak tour tonight with BK Adventures. I can't wait. This area is just so incredible. I didn't realize how much pristine wildlife in the preserve, how large it is out here. It's going to be so much fun out on the water, so get ready to join me going kayaking. I'm here with Jacob with BK Adventures and we are about to launch kayaks on the Indian River Lagoon and we're doing the sunset and bioluminescent tour tonight. What's it going to be like? What can we expect?
Yeah, so tonight we're going to be out here for about an hour and a half for the first session. And we're going to be looking for maybe some dolphins and manatees and try to see all the birds that we have out here because this is actually one of the most biodiverse estuaries in North America. So we're going to see a really pretty sunset too, and then after that we'll come back in and once it gets dark enough we'll go out and hopefully see some glowing water out there.
That's going to be a lot of fun. This is one of the few places in America actually where you can do bioluminescent tours. Is this something new that you guys have started or has it been a well-kept secret for a long time?
It's pretty well kept. I was telling you earlier that I used to live right off the coast here and for about 18 years and I didn't know this until about a year ago. So it's really fun and you come out here, you just see it all year round, but especially during the summertime and you want to go around the darker days, during the night rather, so when it's like a new moon or something like that.
Great, well I think we hit the timing perfect and I'm ready to get out on the water. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
All right, perfect. Glad to have you here.
This is so fun being out on the water here at the Indian River Lagoon. We've already seen manatees, dolphins, all kinds of species of birds. People are out here fishing. It is just really, really cool. You definitely need to come out for the sunset kayak. So we are in phase 2 of our kayaking tonight here at Merritt Island Refuge. There are comb jellies everywhere, all kinds of dinoflagellates, and it's just really, really cool. Maybe a little hard to see, you know, with us out here in the dark and the lighting and the camera, but this is a bucket list item, and like I said, it is on fire tonight with bioluminescence. It's really cool.
So we're out here with the bioluminescence and you can't quite see the light, but it is glowing all over the water. It's amazing.
So we're seeing a lot of wildlife. We actually saw 2 alligators. One didn't look too big. He was probably about maybe 2.5, 3 feet long. The other one looked a little bit bigger. We didn't get a very good look at them. You know, they took off and went under the water into the mangroves. It's truly, truly surreal being out here doing this bioluminescence here in the Merritt Island Refuge. I've never experienced anything like this before. It's unbelievable. One of the things that's very unique about the Space Coast, of course, is you're kayaking in the lagoon. You have the beautiful space shuttle lit up in the background as your beacon. And it's just so serene out there. You're connecting with the animals out there. You're seeing the fish swim all around. And then all of a sudden you see something light up and swim away really fast. So you can actually see the fish that you're disturbing in a sense. and you can see their lightning streak as they're just swimming away as fast as they can because they're not really sure, you know, what's going on. So of course they're gonna leave. But it was so fun just to see all these little lightning bolts of fish just go that way, this way, go that way, see another kayak, bump this way. It was just a lot of fun. You felt almost like you were in a video game. Sometimes you forget when you can get out away from the city and the hustle and bustle, how beautiful it can really be just being out in nature and under those stars with no light pollution, and just how peaceful it truly, truly is. Being over here on the Space Coast for the first time filming, it's extremely exciting for me to be able to discover and uncover, not only for myself, but for you guys as well, all the amazing things there are to do when you want to take it outside.
Let's go kayaking!
That'll work.
That was a good high five.